but it certainly has that feeling like he is enjoying his last run.
Well, and if you look at what he was able to do on the Gold Coast, where he kind of had that party where he invited everyone there, yeah, you would say that. He's kind of celebrating all of that family that he has, and you can look, you know, and beyond lapping it up, we know that Kelly gets excited when the waves are good.
And unfortunately, that next hour after that, the swell really jacked. You know, things just turned off over there, and back at main brake started firing. So relocated back here, and now we're underway with great conditions, huge swell and pumping waves.
And today, like Kieran said, it's going to be a ripper of a day.
And here we go. We have live action. Kelly Slater up and off the bottom, straight into this steep wall. A beautiful drawn-out carve. And again, just swooping through to the inside. As you can see, a pretty sizey wall. Ooh, double overhead, and Kelly just getting a little tangled up with his board on the end section there. Has surfed heats out and knows how challenging this wave is. What's Kelly dealing with on this ride?
Well, you can't see it by looking at it straight on, but all of that wind comes up through the channel and blows up the face. So it's not a smooth face. As easy as, I mean, as a canvas and look nice as it looks, it isn't. And it almost, I think we'll get some water angles, and that'll kind of show that there's like a, you know, there's like 6 to 10 inch chops coming up the face. You can kind of see the white caps on the face, but so you have to kind of absorb all of that with your surfboard, with your legs, and smooth everything out. And that's what Kelly has done on this first wave. You know, I would have loved to have seen him complete this inside section. You know, right there, almost looked like he got the rail of the chops.
But none of them collected here in West Oz. That might change in 2017. Here goes Slater once again. A huge drop. Ducks under the lip for a moment. Not a lot of cover. He'll make up for it here with a huge cutback. Bouncing off the foam. Oh. And those two pieces of white water come together. And Kelly goes down. Jack Freestone now is going to show us what he can do out there on the open wall. Big carve to get started. Right up into the lip. A nice high line. Kind of layback snap. Didn't push too hard. These surfers are really just feeling out their equipment at the moment.
Work on surfing this 6.6 in it anytime recently. You know, so it'd probably be one of the first times he's ridden it. But beautiful work here by Jack Freestone, because completed those rides. Those were 2 major turns. He's going to get the best of this exchange by a long shot. Late drop by Kelly. You can see that's bump off the bottom. You know, that maneuver there really not going to count, kind of an adjustment. And then here, just too high. There's no way to be able to get himself down below underneath that thing with all that white water there. Being that there might be some really incredible waves ridden today.
Well, have a look at this. Kelly Slater taking off under the lip. Hangs on for a moment, but ends up going down. You can see what he was trying to achieve there.
You know, his volume's going to be fairly low. That's why a lot of guys, when you see surfing out here, we'll get back to that.
Jack Freestone looking for a backup number. His last ride still hasn't come in. Nice swoop off the top, bit of foam on the face here. And he's just cruising his way through this ride. Not pushing it too hard at this point in time. He'll be happy just to put up a reasonable number to go with that second wave.
We got Kelly up and riding now again.
Little swoop from Kelly to get started, but that wave fading away. Well, not really fading away, but it just didn't line up with.
Slate's looking at this one. He's gonna go drop in and out of the sky. Let's see what he's got on the face here. Looks like a beautiful wall. Sweeps off the corner. It's so.
Big wrap from Kelly to get started, and it goes for the rebound on the foam, and he hangs onto it this time. That is a high-risk maneuver on a day like today.
Let's take a look at Kelly's best wave here so far. Nice carve and slash up there high in the lip section, the steeper section here, and then this technique, watch, the carve doesn't touch the whitewash, and then there knows he has to glide all the way to the right of the screen to keep him away from that convection. And he's put himself a number up there now. Probably not going to go, well, I would say pretty clear, it's not going to go as high as Jack's high wave, but it will be better than Kelly's 5.17. This is the backup score of Jack Freestone. You know, this wave, significantly smaller. Does get some carves, but not the most critical sections out there. You know, they're kind of slopey. so that's going to reflect in the score. It's not real difficult to do turns on a big slopey section like that, you know, especially when you can see it directly.
Well, Kelly, he's keeping busy out here at the moment. This will be 6th ride. He's under the lip, a critical turn. He almost pulled the nose of that board up out of that deep water. Well, here we go, Jack Freestone having a look at this one. Big set waves approaching. And have a look at the size of this. It's a real case of survival out here for the world's best today. As Freestone, just smooth as you like out there on the open face, but kind of like his previous ride, the wave didn't really allow him to dig into any major turns. And
given the wind, given the size, given everything that's going on, I'd be looking for something bigger if it was me.
I'll have a look at the replay here, Pete Mel. What do you think? You think Jack's board looks like it could do with a couple more inches in it?
You know, I think once you're on the wave, if you can control everything, I think that looks good. I mean, I like the idea of having more lumber when you're moving around the lineup. But, you know, on the wave, definitely. But, I mean, I think Barton's been saying how they're not riding the sets.
Firing conditions here as Kelly Slater swings on a beautiful looking wall. He's already had one quality turn. Dropping down the bottom here, he needs to add some extras. Jack Freestone had a 6.5 on his last wave as Kelly puts it on rail and again finds himself just stuck between the teeth in the vice there. Well, there's no doubt that Kelly Slater and Jack Freestone are fit and raring to go as we see the replay here. Kelly just trying to set that rail and get under the lip for a moment, Pete, but the turn was solid.
It was, you know, good technique again. What's it made? That time he tucked that back leg up, put the arm back like a layback snap, but there, tiny bit stuck with the wind, you know, didn't have a ton of speed to be able to create that full-on arc. But again, this is that line he wants to take, that smooth line through the lip. Loading up again off that bottom. Such a great bottom turn for Kelly. But here, just so much chop. He's getting the reverberation from the reef too, right there. Look at all the chops. That was just so hard to dig through. Did everything he could to try and ride out of that one, but just not going to happen for him.
Jack having a look at this one, using priority now. He's going to commit. There is something behind it. Kelly might get an opportunity too. Jack's goal now to drop the 6.5. First section is solid. A really nice turn, one of the more committed moves. But this wave starting to split in half, tapering off. So no major sections here on the inside for Freestone. Well, that is a massive result for Jack Freestone. A heat score total of 13.83. Kelly Slater, he only managed an 11.07. But Freestone, Pete, he probably proved to a lot of people that he can get it done in the big stuff. I think Kelly was definitely the favourite going into that exchange.